Welcome to Coffee Break with Rachel V. Hill, presented by Superbook Sports. Taking a daily look at the biggest stories in Denver sports and interacting live with you, the Coffee Break fam. So sit back, relax, grab a cup of joe, and enjoy your coffee break. Here's your host, Rachel V. Hill.
Good morning, everybody, and happy Monday. It feels like back to school. Summer is officially over. Broncos training camp gets underway. I was watching Good Morning Football. The crew was back. Everybody's back.
Nice.
How was your weekend?
It was good. You know, it's funny. Usually I get a fresh cup of coffee, and I forgot to before the show started, but I just picked up a coffee cup. But there is some coffee in here that's got to be like 7 days old. And
Please do not drink it.
No, I'm sure it's 1000% my fault for leaving it here in the first place. So I don't know. When I do coffee break, I feel like I need to
have some coffee and have something.
Cup of coffee. My weekend was okay. I saw a couple movies. I said
anything big, or was it just?
I saw the Barbenheimer, but
nice.
I did not do that. I wanted to take my wife to both.
Okay.
And
did she say no?
No, she didn't say no, which was surprising.
Oh.
'Cause she really doesn't do that. But so for Oppenheimer, the theater was so packed, and I booked tickets on Friday for Sunday at 10:30 in the morning, and I sat in.
Which show were you at?
Arapahoe and Parker, 10:30 a.m.
Okay, never mind.
Did you go at 10:30 in the morning?
My fiance went at 10:30 in the morning yesterday morning as well, but
Without
he was
you?
at the Mills. Yeah, I can't. A 3-hour-long movie is too long for me.
Oh, so you're just out on Oppenheimer, period.
Yes.
Forget Oppenheimer.
Yeah.
Let's go Barbie.
I did not see Barbie though.
You didn't
This
see
weekend. I
Barbie?
was disappointed.
Well, let me tell you. So the theater was so packed. I sat in a single seat that was like perfect in the middle, and my wife sat in front of me. We couldn't even see, and I thought this is a joke. Nope. I mean, it was packed. Every seat was filled. It was, and this is 10:30 in the morning on a Sunday.
Wow.
Crazy, right?
Yeah, no kidding.
The Barbie adventure, I said I was going to take my wife, but I just kind of, she doesn't even know.
You went without her?
I just sort of snuck off. But I'll go see it again because she said she wanted.
You just left Kim at home?
I think I told her I was doing something, or
oh my
I don't know.
gosh.
I mean, I just kind of slipped off a little bit. I think she know. Oh no, I know what she did. I'm sorry. She went to Sam's Club. And she knows I hate going to Sam's Club.
So instead of going grocery shopping with your wife, you went to see Barbie and didn't tell her.
Yeah. I just slipped. I was like, oh,
okay.
And I got kind of lucky. And, it's a small theater. And that actually wasn't that hard to get a ticket.
Will you do me a favor?
Yeah.
Will you text Kim right now and ask her if she wants to see Barbie?
No, well, I already know because I already talked to her.
So she wants to see it.
No, I'm definitely going to see Barbie twice.
Oh my gosh.
Because she said she wanted to see it. So we'll pick a night this week when everything Barbie-wise calms down. And but I'll tell you about both of them. Both of them were way different than I thought they were going to be. Both of them.
Which one was your favorite?
You can't really pick a favorite. They're just so totally different.
Okay.
So, I mean, Oppenheimer is a more, important movie.
Yeah.
But
although I heard Barbie had like a good meaning behind it.
Barbie was great. I recommend it.
Ryan Gosling was.
I mean, he's a handsome fella. I mean, and Margot Robbie's easy on the eyes, and Kate McKinnon was funny, and Will Ferrell's in there, and I don't know. There's all sorts of like little stuff there.
Okay.
And there's satire, there's social commentary. I mean, but it's mixed in with a lot of fun stuff in Barbie Land.
Okay.
Barbie World or whatever it is.
So DMAC watches both movies. I didn't see either movie. One on purpose.
I feel like America though, like everybody saw one of these two movies.
Everyone.
Yeah.
Literally everyone. All of my friends were going to one thing, and I was like, all right, everybody have a great weekend.
I'll tell you this, the Oppenheimer one is, I mean, it's heavy.
I heard it's intense.
Well, yeah, because like when you go to see a movie about all the action heroes, all that, and you see all the destruction and all that sort of stuff, that you really feel like it's destruction with no consequences.
Yeah.
Whereas when you go to see Oppenheimer, you realize, no, there were, I mean, really, really serious, tragic loss of life consequences.
Okay.
So that this isn't made up.
Yeah.
Like this really happened. This exists really in our world right now.
Mm-hmm.
So it's, I don't think, Iron Man or Thor or Godzilla or
Kong.
I'm not afraid of Kong or the Meg or I'm not really none of that really bothers me. But you probably should be a little bothered or at least aware of what human beings have created to, wipe out human beings. I mean, in the real world. But let's just go to Barbie, and then we can, just talk about our dream car and our dream pool and our dream this and our dream everything. And
dream dress, dream body, dream guy.
Dream everything.
And, all that. Well, good news. Jake Shapiro got married this weekend. We've got a little bit of picture there.
That's awesome.
From his Instagram story I saw yesterday.
Everybody looks great.
I know. Last night he was eating, I think, grocery store sushi, just hanging out in a hotel room. I'm like, that is so Jake Shapiro.
Well, where are we with weddings, Rachel? What's the latest and greatest?
I have a date and a venue booked.
Oh!
Woo! Everybody, Rachel's stress levels can go down a notch.
That's awesome.
It's exciting. Next October, I'm going to keep the venue a bit of a secret.
No problem.
So, yeah, I'm excited about it. So, yes.
Early October, mid-October, late?
Early October.
Early October.
Hopefully
awesome.
prime leaf peeping time.
That's awesome. That was such a stressful thing.
It was.
That's such a big deal. Congratulations to you and Anthony. That must have felt great.
I'll just put you in the room block that we're blocking out for the hotel. Sound good?
No problem. I'll book it today.
Well, you don't have to do that. We're not there yet. But
Okay.
I'll let you know when
right.
you can. Other breaking news that's coming out is the Rockies trade Pierce Johnson to the Braves.
Okay, for what?
For Victor Vodnik and Tanner
right.
Gordon. One of those names I can pronounce a lot better than the
Do
other.
we know any of the positions that they play?
Right-handed pitchers.
Oh, so they traded one pitcher for two pitchers?
Yep.
All right. Okay, cool. Listen, the Rockies won their series with the Marlins, even though they lost on a walk-off yesterday. They won their series. They've been playing better as of late. These are all really low-level sort of deals. The trade deadline's coming up. Trade deadline's, I think in August 1st or something.
Mm-hmm.
So it's right around the corner. It's a week away. And the Rockies probably, as they just went into action there, they'll probably be more active at the trade deadline than they've ever been. So get ready to say goodbye to some vets, but understand that it's the right thing. And when you see the Rockies playing well, as they have for the most part, and they just lost, listen, it sucked losing, but they lost on a walk-off, extra inning game yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
They've been very, very competitive with everybody they've been playing. They've won more games than ever. And, okay, this is what it is as they try to build up.
D-Mac's kind of high on the Rockies, actually.
Not high, but don't listen. This is the tricky.
You are kind of high on them there.
So you can't say anything.
You said
Everybody is
competitive games.
Yeah, which is true.
Love to hear it.
Yeah.
You mentioned
They've
two
won
other
series.
things. Yep. See.
They won the series they split with the Astros. It was only 2 games. They beat the series against the Yankees, and they won the series against the Marlins.
Yep.
I'm just stating facts.
That's not bad.
I'm just stating facts. I'm not defending them. I'm not saying, oh, wow. I'm not saying we're going to the playoffs. I'm just saying what they're doing right now. I'm just judging them on what's happening. They're wildly out of the playoff picture, and they got some big moves to make. But if you look at like a guy like Nolan Jones, how are you not kind of excited about a big, huge, tall left-hander who hits for power like Nolan Jones is doing? So, I mean, I think that's cool. It is what it is.
Okay. I kind of appreciate it.
Okay.
I'm
sorry. I'm getting a little sensitive.
I don't keep up with the Rockies like a lot of other people do. So it's nice to hear that some good things are happening. And when you're making moves, that can always be a good thing to improve your team.
You don't care. You don't care. She doesn't care.
I mean, at the end of the day, am I going to not sleep because the Rockies aren't doing well? No, it's been like that for a long time. But I will just say,
listen, they do this to themselves.
And exactly. That's my point.
You get yourself 19, 20 games out of first place, and you just lose interest, and that's that. So
that's that.
Here's what is going to matter. They're going to trade a bunch of guys that maybe 3 or 4 guys.
Yep.
And they're going to pick up like this deal. Pierce Johnson, who we barely knew was on the team, for a couple other dudes we've never heard of. So there you go. That's the wild excitement of the trade deadline for the Rockies.
Hey,
and likely that's to continue.
We love a good 2-for-1 deal.
The real drama in baseball is Shohei Ohtani. Will he be traded by the Angels or not? We'll see. That's the big news. And he is ripping it up. He's hitting home runs left and right.
Will he? Your personal opinion?
I don't think so, and here's why. The Angels have actually played a little bit better, and it's crazy. There's like this 7-team clump around 6 or so games out of a wild card. So they've always said that they would never trade him if they were somewhat in the playoff picture, and they're somewhat in the playoff picture. So no, actually, they've been playing better of late. They've been winning games too. So they're arguably in a wild card spot right now. They are. There's plenty of season left for a 6-game deficit. The Rockies are like, I don't know what they are, 19, 20 games out of something like that.
Mhm.
It's a big difference between being 18 games out and 6 games out. 6 games is tough. It's getting relatively late, but you got 2 full months to make up 6 games. It's not impossible.
No, definitely not impossible. I would be shocked if they did it, but I guess you never know what can happen in the MLB.
I guess so.
We'll find out and
I
see.
guess so.
It does feel like back to school, though. I don't know if you're getting this like anticipation that training camp's back, like things are getting moving. We're unfortunately seeing a lot of injuries that are happening around the league. You just told me about Hines up in Buffalo.
Yeah, but he got hurt on a jet
this
ski.
isn't even football related. This is just
Naheem Hines
scary.
was on I don't even know where it was. It's Buffalo.
Yep.
I don't know where it was, but you'd be shocked how much jet skiing water activity actually happens in Buffalo. Maybe it wouldn't
is
be. I
kinda
mean, it's
surprising.
on a lake.
Yeah.
So I mean, there's all sorts of. I mean, it's a big, huge lake, and there's a lot of like inlets and other little places to go. So there's it's a short time
Yep.
of year in Buffalo where you're on the
2
water.
months max.
But one of the biggest, I don't know if it's still a spot, but way back in the day, there was a place called The Pier,
Uh-huh.
and it jetted out onto Lake Erie there, and it was a big,
I'm sure it's beautiful.
And you could pull your boat or your jet ski up to the pier, and
I like it.
it was like spring break.
Well, it's
in
crazy.
Buffalo.
We're obviously wishing anybody that gets injured this time of
Did
year.
you hear about other injuries? Is somebody else getting hurt?
Gardner Johnson from Detroit, he got carted off from practice
Oh,
today. I
really?
saw that one. So
Okay.
that one's unfortunate too. But there's also Baron Browning. He had an injury earlier this year, had surgery. He's on the PUP list.
Yep. It's actually more notable who's not on the PUP list.
True. Which we're going to get into.
Okay.
We'll definitely. That's the main breaking
What do you?
news.
Summer is over? That's your headline?
Summer is over.
Summer is over?
It feels like back to school. I am hyped up.
Summer.
I was
Summer is
ready.
over.
Summer's over. Once football starts, summer's over. DMAC, you realize we start
Well, I
working
agree.
6 days a week starting this week.
I agree. That is true.
Summer's over.
This has always been a lot of times I've been on vacation or doing something this week right up until whatever. But I don't have that this year. I already got that in. And you're right. You're right. Once
Summer's
we
over.
hit this time of year, once training camp starts, that's it for the year.
Yep.
We get this kind of weird little break around Labor Day.
Yeah.
Where the NFL goes on pause for like 4 days. And other than that, it's away we go. I'm fine. I'm ready for it. Let's go.
Oh, I'm so ready for it.
We've had it's a short summer
Yep.
because 2 years back to back, we've had parades to deal with. But the parades are so fun, and covering those teams is such a
Oh my
blast.
gosh.
I'll take it. I remember years. We had years and years and years where the Nuggets and Avs wouldn't even make the playoffs.
Mhm.
And then your summer is, it's
so long.
oh my God, it feels like it's absolutely forever. And that's not been the case the past 2 years.
We've been very, very lucky here in the Mile High City.
Are you ready for summer to be over?
I'm ready. Yep, I'm actually ready for football. I still have
Okay.
one more vacation on the docket, so that's kind of like a nice escape. We can go through
Where
the
are you going
craziness.
now?
An Alaskan cruise.
Oh my God, you are ridiculous. You are ridiculous.
What can I say?
You
We've
are
been really
absurd.
lucky. We've been really
when are
blessed
you-
with vacations
When are
recently.
you going on an Alaskan cruise?
We leave August 6th.
What the hell are you talking about training camp and all that for?
Because I'm going to go through the craziness of training camp, and then
You're going to go through like 5 days of training camp.
a little bit longer than that.
Oh my God.
I still have 2
Rachel,
weeks.
oh my God. I am going to work for 6 straight days. And it's going to be so hard working those 6 days. I got to go to Alaska for 10.
What can I say? Only 7, but yeah. you
Oh,
get my point.
sorry. Alaska for 7.
Looking forward to it though, and then we'll get right back in, and it's gonna be grind.
So we're going to 6 days,
6.
take a break.
Let's see how many
and-
practices I'm
and
actually
then
going to.
we're gonna grind. The whole setup. Summer is over. Look at the headline. Summer is over.
Summer is over. I'm gonna
Summer's
go
over,
to.
except for my 7-day Alaskan cruise.
And to your point, I'm making 7 practices before I head out. So whatever.
But summer's over,
Summer is
except
over.
for when I go to Alaska for a week.
Well,
And
just because I'm blessed in this situation doesn't mean you have to make fun of me, D-Mac.
No.
Yeah.
Everybody's making fun of you on this one. It's not just me.
Listen, I feel like it's back to school, so I am super excited about it.
We go to school for a week, and then
that's the perfect. That
is
is it. That is perfection right
there.
That's
perfect work and perfect school. Week on, week off. Week on,
Can anybody blame me? Somebody says it's a great cruise. I have already done this cruise once.
We're doing it a second time. Wait, Matt. Everybody, what's going on here? Summer is over, except for my second Alaskan cruise.
I did this cruise like 7 years ago with my family, and now I'm going with my fiance's family for their first cruise. It is their first cruise. Have you done any cruises?
Just stop talking to me.
I'm just wondering.
I'm not done. I've not done.
You've never gone on a cruise?
You know what I did? I manufactured 2 children, and then I paid for them for 24 years. That's what I did. I figured out 2 kids.
Do you need to come with me so you can have a break?
I need to come with. Yeah, let's do coffee break from
from a cruise ship,
from Stink's house and Ketchakuku or whatever. Catch a candle.
Okay, well, while we're done making fun of me, KJ Hamler is not on the PUP list, but he is on the non-football injury list.
Yeah, that's not good either.
Concerning.
Yeah, very concerning. Very concerning. The NFI, geez, I think it's all about like when you can come back and what it takes to return. So I'm a little fuzzy on all those rules.
There's quite a few of them with this list.
I'll have to dig into it unless you know it or we get Mace here. Somebody just knows the difference. I'm not sure which one makes it easier to let. I think the PUP indicates there's a little bit probably more interest in you being on the team.
Yep.
I know the PUP does not cost the team a roster spot. The NFI, I'm going to guess the NFI allows you to come back quicker, but I think it could also allow you to get cut. So you're looking it up?
Yep. Let's see. A player cannot remain on the NFI list if they participate in a practice or game during the preseason. Players on the list still count towards the 90-man roster.
Yeah, but PUP doesn't.
Correct. So it's not looking good for KJ Hamler.
Well, I mean, that's it. It makes it easier for him to come back. It puts him on the roster. It puts him on the cutting block.
Yep.
Whereas PUP just saves a spot. Hey, okay, we're expecting you back in a while.
Yep.
It's not great though either. It's not awesome. But it doesn't count against you. Where NFI kind of, I mean, it's a sketchier
tougher
place to be. I don't think KJ Hamler makes the team. Unfortunately, I think that sucks. But I just they've got 12 receivers, Rachel.
Yep.
And
as soon as Marvin Mims kind of came in, we were all like, and there goes KJ Hamler.
They got Callaway. They got Kendall Hinton, who's also hurt. Although, wait, Kendall
is on the PUP.
He's on the PUP as well. So it looks like they're saving a spot for Kendall, I would think. So maybe KJ makes it. I mean, it might be a situation where he makes it for a while. And but there's 12 receivers out there. It's not easy. And they do have somebody with Mims who theoretically would be doing KJ's job. And everything with KJ Hamler is about speed, explosiveness, and getting behind people. And if he just can't get healthy, Rachel, I mean, he's not one of these, I'm going to catch the ball necessarily over the middle or jump ball guys or in a million different situations. Yeah. And this is just, man, I'm rooting for him. I think he's a great young man. He's got a lot of energy. He's got a lot of enthusiasm. He's very likable.
Good dude.
He just hasn't been able to stay healthy. It's been such a bummer. So, okay, but you're getting Tim Patrick back and Cortland Sutton and Mims and Jerry Jeudy. But again, and I'm not trying to wish anything on anybody, but fair warning here, you just don't know what's going to happen in training camp because guys get hurt. Guys get hurt every year.
Yep.
It was during training camp that Tim Patrick on a pretty spectacular catch ripped up his ACL at the same time. So
I still remember that.
We all remember that happening. So you just don't know. Yep. You know, it's easy to say. I saw Jeff Legwall on ESPN put out like his projected 53, but it's like, you know, that's cool. I mean, that was an assignment, so he did it, and he did a good job with it. But it's like kind of
so much can happen by that time.
Jeff isn't preposterous. The assignment is preposterous because you just don't know how things are going to go.
True, and you don't know who's going to look extra good in training camp either.
You know, it's funny reading his list, though. I was like, whoa, there's a lot of kind of newer names or not as familiar names on this list. So I think
It's gonna be
those
interesting.
who have the Willy Wonka golden ticket to actually see training camp are going to see bring a roster with you to figure out who all these guys are.
True. The big news is the best news coming out of this. Javonte Williams is set to go for training camp. It's hard to believe, honestly, knowing what happened to his knee. It's shocking, but he's good to go. All the times we were all doubting it came true.
I kind of can't even believe it now.
I'm shocked.
Like, I am shocked as well.
Yeah.
I kind of can't believe it. Great.
Happy for him.
I guess, you know.
Why, I guess?
You know, at the end of the day, I think it was better for Jamal Murray to just take all the time, not a little bit of the time, or the time, you know, he took all of the time. And Jamal talked about the psychological issues he had, even with his extended amount of time, what it took for him to get going.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, man, I am sure he's medically cleared. I just think the psychological part of it is tricky. And I'm just such a bigger fan of just easing back into it. And it doesn't look like that's going to happen. It looks like it's, hey, we're good to go. Let's go.
Do you think
But that's the way it goes. That's sports. And if you're healthy enough to play, you play, and you got to figure the rest of it out.
I think there's a little bit of a different mindset too between basketball and football players.
Mm-hmm.
Because
for sure.
If you look at Jamal Murray's case, like for every minute he's out there, at some point he's going to be involved in the game. And that's not saying Javonte's not, but there's definitely times where he has a much bigger role than others.
Well, I mean, all you have to do is, you know, look at the other news of the NFL this weekend is that the running backs got on a
Zoom meeting,
a Zoom call to try to figure out. And I think the end result is
there's nothing they could do.
We're zoomed. I mean, there's really not a lot.
Nothing they could do.
Not really. I mean, that's a tough conversation to sort of come up with.
Yeah.
And you understand, like, the team, the Nuggets, had made a significant commitment to Jamal.
Yeah.
You're a running back.
Yep.
As much as we love you, I mean, if you can't play, we're gonna get somebody new.
Somebody who can. Are you excited to see Samaje Perine though?
It's cool.
Okay. It's
all right. I mean, Rachel, they're running backs. I'm not really. I'm like, it's cool. It's good.
Okay.
I mean, I'm not. Am I excited? No. I mean, it's cool. He's a name. I've seen him play football before.
Uh-huh.
He looks all right. Yeah, cool. But listen, man, the reality. I'll kill you with truth here. Is there's like 9 other dudes.
Million others.
They're just all lined up. The Broncos have like 5 of them.
Yeah.
Like that are just all lined up. That again, if there were no numbers and you wouldn't know, it would be hard to distinguish one guy from another.
Yeah.
And it's super hard in training camp to figure that out. What you can figure out are the big guys,
mm-hmm.
or guys who do stand out are sometimes the quarterbacks, the receivers, I mean, there are guys that you're just like, oh, well, that's that guy. It's kind of obvious. These running backs, they kind of, blend in.
Yeah.
So yeah, sure. Perine, awesome. But I'm rooting for Javonte because if things go right, Javonte's carrying the ball 2/3 of the time.
Mm-hmm.
And if things go right, he's the dynamic back that he was with strength and power and speed. If things go right. So I am super rooting for things to go right. And I'm fine seeing Samaje Perine, but I was fine
not excited.
I was fine to see Latavius Murray last year. I was fine to see a lot of guys.
Yeah.
There's been a million guys throughout time that I've been fine to see. Jaleel McLaughlin is a young guy that's getting some hype. There's another guy, Tyreek McAllister, who's like getting some hype. There's another guy. I mean, there's guys. There's a lot of guys.
They're running backs.
You'll get excited every year. The same thing happens. There's 1 or 2 of these guys in particular that you just see, like that's the day you go out to camp and you see this guy do great and he breaks a run and wow, who's that guy? And he becomes your favorite guy. It happens every year. So I'm not trying to quell that excitement. I'm just telling you it happens. And so we'll see who that guy is. I think it's going to be Jaleel McLaughlin this year. I think you'll be more excited.
Mm-hmm.
I think people will be more excited watching this guy than Samaje Perine.
Okay. What should fans be excited about then? If you're going out there, what should fans be excited about?
There's one thing and one thing only to be excited and to look forward and to evaluate.
You say the quarterbacks.
Well, it's Russell Wilson.
Oh.
That's it. That's it. The end. It
That's
all.
the whole storyline.
It's the
The-
biggest
the
storyline.
book right there.
I mean, we do have a kicking competition.
Oh,
I mean,
gosh.
we literally have a literal kicking competition.
I know.
Between
I know.
what Mar and Fry Mar Fry.
Which I think
Maher.
Maher is gonna win this one, shockingly.
I don't know. It's a
Because
kicking
if you
competition.
were fine with Fry, you wouldn't have brought him. I mean, this is like 4 or 5 weeks in between the signing of these two.
It's the wildest thing that the Broncos have decided to do, because as it turns out, it would not have been that expensive to keep Brandon McManus. Not really.
Yep.
They still have money left over for him. I mean, they literally just got rid of Brandon McManus just to get rid of him. They could have easily afforded him.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I don't know, man. I mean, and they didn't trade or get anything for Brandon. They just cut him.
Just dropped him.
They just dropped him. And
See
you're
you
like,
later.
well,
Good
that
luck.
money certainly is going to go to Dalvin Cook or somebody else. And
Are you still putting Dalvin Cook in the mix?
I'm not, no,
I
I'm-
was like,
I'm
holy
not, I'm
smokes! I thought
sorry.
we were done with that trade.
I'm way done with Dalvin Cook.
Okay.
There's other things going on too. Like, I think there's a lot of reasons people may be done with Dalvin Cook.
Oh,
Yeah, he's got some things in his personal life that, so
we'll leave that there.
we'll leave that there.
Brett Maher, lots of people remember him, and thanks to Omaha Productions tweeting out this clip, it's one we can never forget.
In the end zone. Oh my God.
Got to be kidding me.
I've never seen anything like it.
Why are we
What's
kicking
going on?
it? Why are we kicking it?
What is going He can't believe it. Talk about a buzzkill. No one's ever missed three extra points in a row.
You
That's
cut
got
a
to be a
guy
record.
at halftime of a playoff game?
Got to be a record.
And my goodness, we
That's so
love
funny.
Peyton and Eli. I'm excited for that to come back, right? It's coming back this year?
I think so.
I would
yeah.
think so too. Is that in his Cherry Hills house?
No.
Oh,
so the
okay.
story with that is, this is a pretty funny story because he could clearly do it in his home if he wanted to.
Yeah.
But he, for whatever reason, he didn't want to be in his own house. That is at his neighbor's garage. So
You're kidding
I
me.
kid you not. He asked his neighbor for some help. His neighbor said, "Cool, that's in his neighbor's garage."
You're kidding
No,
me.
in Cherry Hills Village.
Who's his neighbor? Do we know?
Well, I mean, they're all rich people. This
Well,
is Cherry
I know,
Hills
but
Village.
I'm just like, who's,
It's just a collection of, wicked rich people.
wow. I
Who's
did not
his
know
neighbor?
that.
I don't know. Who's the top, surgeon? Who's the top
I
insurance?
just want to go in. This is gonna make me sound so nerdy. I want to go into Cherry Hills just to see how they all like have their lawns, like get some inspo.
I've
for all the-
I've ridden my bike through that area a million.
Really?
Oh yeah,
so you
sure.
can get in via bike.
Parts of it are gated off. Parts of it are kind of open for anybody.
Okay.
There's a lot of very long. Some are not gated off, but like their driveways are gated off, and they have big long
Oh, okay.
driveways. I've never been to Peyton's house. I do not know
Where
exactly.
Peyton lives.
I couldn't tell you where it is, but I've certainly been. I mean, that's like 5 minutes from where we are right
Doesn't
now.
O live there?
Who?
Oh, Orlando?
He doesn't.
not anymore.
No,
Okay.
for the time being.
Okay. I know
I
he's
don't know-
always,
I
he's
don't know.
always like renovating and doing all sorts of stuff. So
Yeah, I don't
never
know if O wants to be putting his business on the street, but
fair enough. Fair
but
enough.
he's certainly more than familiar with that area.
Okay. Yeah, I just always want to go in there just to get some like, figure out if there's anything
Yeah,
I really
maybe
like.
you'll get lucky and somebody will take you on a Alaskan cruise.
What can I say? Blessed. Hashtag blessed
Yeah,
over here.
hashtag blessed.
I am though intrigued that he has it in his neighbor's
His
garage.
neighbor's garage, yeah.
Why not his own home?
I don't know. It's weird. Of course, he could do it in his own home. He's got a big, huge home. He's only got 2 kids and a wife. I don't know
So-
if they got a dog.
Do you remember? I don't know if you were watching it that one weekend. There was a fire alarm going off. I thought that was in Peyton's house.
It was in his neighbor's garage.
Oh my gosh, that is even
Yeah.
funnier to be honest.
I think it's just like a mental thing that it's I got to go to work. That's where I'm sure Eli has none of those problems. I'm sure Eli is just in his basement.
Yeah,
or
Eli
whatever.
probably is just so chill.
I'm sure Eli doesn't care. But then if you go back and look at it, it's like, hey, it's a damn nice garage, right? Like that's a pretty cool garage right there.
How did you find this out?
It was just a story. It's just like, talking about the shows. It was out there. That's not a secret. That's not a little birdie with D-Man.
That is so interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a story that's out there.
The fact that that's what we're all like, Peyton does it from his neighbor's garage.
Neighbor's garage. Like, hey, Tim, hey, Tim, we good to go? We good, Timmy? But I mean, listen, I
It's
don't
so
know.
Peyton. It's so Peyton.
What can I tell you?
But we do have a kicking competition.
We have a kicking competition. Yes, we can break
And
that.
I think Maher
break
is
that
going
down.
to win it.
Good for
I'm
you,
putting my
Rachel.
bet on Maher right
All
now,
right.
everybody.
Let's tell our friends at Superbook. We can get that out there. What are the odds, Superbook? What are we
Right.
doing?
Does kicking competition matter to you at all? It's
Well,
fun to joke about.
No, this is low key, a really, really big deal. It was an unnecessary risk.
Mhm.
Maher has a huge advantage because he's kicked for Sean Payton before.
Yes.
So Sean Payton knows him. It's not a coincidence that he's here. So he did sign a contract that he could make upwards of a couple $1 million or something.
Yeah.
So the advantage is definitely leaning towards him. It likely will be him. But everything will be fine as long as he makes the kicks that he's supposed to make. However, and I don't think anybody, any player, any person should be defined by their worst moment. Okay.
It is kind of funny.
Well, no, it's funny,
It's
except
slightly
it's like
funny.
you just can't. This can't cost them a game. You can miss a kick.
No, it cannot.
Nobody's perfect, but you can't miss something that really should be makeable or doable,
Mhm.
and it costs you a game because then it'll just be like, well, what's going on? So McManus had a down year, but from 40 to 50, he was like perfect. And what you really want from a kicker, what you really want, Rachel, is you want somebody who is, almost 100% for extra points. I mean, like 97, 98%. Then you want somebody who's probably 90% from 40 to 50. And then you want somebody beyond 50 who gives you a good chance. But nobody needs a kicker who has to hit a kick from beyond 60 yards.
No.
It's a nice thing to have. But in all honesty, any kick from beyond 60 is a crazy risk.
Yep.
The only time you should ever give a kicker even a chance to do that is out of total desperation. Say it's, like last year with the Seahawks. If it was 4th and 11 from 46 left hash, but it was only 4th and 5.
Yeah.
If it's, a situation like that, then sure. But those are miracle kicks. That's not why you have a kicker on the team. You have a kicker on the team to make the kicks that he should make.
Yep. You get the celebration from 60 plus yards where you get a pat on the back from like 30
and you need a
yards.
kicker who
There's a
can kick the ball
difference.
through the end zone on kickoffs and I don't know, be consistent. So maybe this Maher guy can do it or Fry. I don't know, but I know Brandon McManus could. I know he could, and I know he lost a lot of percentages off his kicks because of lengthier kicks, not the kicks that he should make.
Mhm.
And I know he's got unbelievable history, but Brandon McManus is also a free thinker
Yep.
and kind of a stirs the pot a little bit, and maybe Sean Payton just didn't want that. I mean, it looks like it's more like that than anything else.
More personal, less about playing.
When you're trying to establish your own culture, McManus was the last guy left from Super Bowl 50. He was it.
Yep.
He was the guy. I thought it was a little weird, but as a goof for fun, he would dress up as a referee for practices. And to
Yep.
me, it's just like, oh, okay. I get the joke. It's not like I don't have a sense of humor with it. It's just like,
It's setting a tone from the only player that's won a championship.
Well, I mean, if you got enough
from
time,
Super
if
Bowl
you got
50.
enough time to do that, I would just make the argument you got enough time to go home,
Yeah.
or go do something else, or I don't know, practice onside kicks,
Yeah. Practice those 60-yarders.
or just go in the building until we
Yeah.
need you. Go stretch, go condition, go do whatever else you need to do. I mean,
Fair.
I don't need players on the pro level being goofy while serious things are going on. I mean, ever.
Fair.
Period.
I kind of like this. D-Mac's kind of fired up today.
There are a lot of garbage things last year
Uh,
over the years, okay?
Yes, there
And,
was.
Like, it's not that Brandon McManus did it and it was the worst thing in the world because let's have a sense of humor.
Mhm.
It was like, it was allowed to happen. Like, we were told, yeah, that's okay. There were a lot of things over the years. It's like, yeah, that's cool. Or, yeah, that's fine. Or no big deal. Or
Yeah.
lighten up. Or blah, 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 blah. And the one consistent thing we've seen out of Sean Payton is there's not all that silly garbage is kind of gone.
Mhm.
And it's not like they can't laugh or can't have fun moments and whatever. But we did not have, the foolishness of field day.
Mhm.
The media is on a much tighter leash, that's for sure. We can feel that.
Yep.
So there may have been things going on with the media and the players that I'm not even aware of that were kind of silly and foolish and loose. And so a lot of that's been tightened up, and I'm fine with it, by the way. I think, as it turns out, it was like one bad apple spoiled the whole batch. Like somebody took a picture of the hill and sent it to the, fire chief or whatever of Arapahoe County or whatever it happened. And that's where all the ball got rolling with the limited amount of people on the berm.
Wait, no way.
Yeah, Jeff Legwald wrote about that. Somebody just saw a picture and said, hey, I don't think this is so good. And that caused the
That's
county.
why there's tickets.
Well, that caused the county to come to the Broncos and say, hey, listen, you can't do that. The maximum capacity for this space is, X, Y, and Z. And it's definitely not what we're seeing out there. Now, I mean, this is you want to talk about hyper weird, over exaggeration of importance, but whatever. It starts on Friday, goes Saturday, take a break Sunday, back at it Monday.
Yep.
And then Rachel goes on vacation soon after to Alaska.
At least it's going to be 70 degrees instead of 95 like it is here in the Mile High City. It was 91 when I was driving in today.
No, I mean, I hate that. I was on my bike for a good chunk of time.
Yeah.
And then I had, man, I wiped out, right? On my bike. Oh, you didn't know that? Were you
What?
Were you recovering from your Hawaiian vacation or prepping for your honeymoon or your, you didn't know I crashed on my bike?
No, when?
A couple weeks ago.
No.
Yep, crashed on my bike. Had a rapid deflation of my front tire.
Shut up.
Of the tube of my tire. Yeah, and just flat. Go to make a turn. Fall over.
Well, you're okay, obviously.
Well, I was bumped up a little bit.
Okay.
But yeah, I lived to tell the tale. So I took it to the old bike shop, and the bike shop, I got it back on Saturday. I rode pretty hard on Saturday, and then I was riding down here. And I just hear the like. And I had been going fast downhill previously. I mean, fast. And I got to an intersection and the whole thing, and I got across the intersection, but I was on very flat ground. And I was like, what the hell's going on? The flat as a pancake. So I was this is one of those moments where things could have gone really bad for me earlier today. Like really bad. I mean, I'm going downhill at a rapid rate, and if I had an accident, that would have been scary. So the accident that I did have, I was going 0 miles an hour. I was barely
tumbled over.
I was taking this pretty sharp left-hand turn, and I really wasn't going all that fast. Today I was going.
D-Mac.
Yeah. So it's one of those weird moments in life that you're like, wow,
you're lucky there.
Man, I got there's some luck going on right there.
Well, first of all, I'm so glad you're okay.
Yeah, I took it to the shop. I already took it to the shop, and they're great guys. And
were you can I get a refund on my original tire?
Well, they didn't. They were fine. I don't want to go through that, but I got it fixed, and hopefully it's okay.
And you're okay?
I'm fine today because I caught it when.
That's still mentally though. That has an impact on you mentally.
It's messed with me this morning because I know, and I rode on a busy street today where usually I'm on a path.
Yeah.
But what I was gonna do for my ride today put me for a very short period of time for 2 miles, which is not that long, on a pretty busy road coming right down Smoky Hill.
Gosh.
And flat as a pancake. And I lucked out. I lucked out because I was going straight. I wasn't making any turns whatsoever, thank goodness.
Mm-hmm.
And there was enough air, thank God, to hold me as I braked, or I would have gone right through an intersection, which would have been, terrifying, obviously.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, you gotta be careful out there. So
had a helmet on?
Oh my God, I wouldn't ride my bike across the street without a helmet. I've bonked my head more than once. I wouldn't go skiing without a helmet either.
Oh my gosh.
I've crashed a couple times doing that, and it sneaks up on you. Always wear a helmet, man. I see little kids bumping around the neighborhood and stuff, and I'm just like, drives my older son is on a skateboard and he doesn't wear a helmet, and he skateboard all over downtown Denver, and he's got one of them gadget, electric, doodad Bluetooth.
That moves it or whatever.
Well, they go 30 miles an hour.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen those things?
No, I have.
They're nuts.
No sort of balance with that kind. I can't ride a skateboard. What's the What does Prime have? I can't remember.
He's got the oh my gosh.
I know it's blanking in my head. Segway. Thanks to Matt, our producer
Segway.
over there. Yeah. I can't do any of that. People are saying, I'm glad you're all right, D-Mac.
I'm glad I'm all right too. Thank you. I appreciate that.
What kind of bike do you have? Troy wants to know.
I got a Trek. I got a nice bike.
Nice.
I got a good, nice road bike.
He does it all the time. I feel like last summer though, you were really riding all the time.
Well, and it's funny. I talked to the guys in the bike shop and I was like, how's your year going? And they go, it's been weird because we got so much rain that it really slowed everything down.
That's true.
And you know what? They're not wrong. I'm like, oh my God, now that you mention it, I have definitely ridden less because of it. But I really do try to every day that I can, if I don't have anything after the show, the radio show, I try to ride my bike every day because I think it's just good for me health-wise overall, as long as I'm not falling down. And hey man, the less that you can use your car, the more that you can use public transportation. It's, I'm not trying to save the world, but I actually do believe if you can do something to, not put stuff out there with your vehicle. But I couldn't live without a car either. Yeah. So it's kind of I tell her I'm a poser buff. I'm a poser CU guy. So I'm a poser hippie. I'll espouse all this, plant-based, green food. But
have you ever
had an SUV and I'll eat a hamburger. So
have you ever had green juice?
I have not had green juice. Talk to me about green juice.
Should I bring you green juice tomorrow?
Well, you do owe me something.
I know. I never gave you your coffee. I was thinking about that the other day when I was sitting in the office.
Yeah, so whatever you want to do to settle your bet is fine.
I'll still buy you coffee, but I'll bring you green juice tomorrow for you to try.
Yeah. I'm definitely I want to be better. Here's my life. I want to be better, and I struggle to do so. So that's
everyone. I don't want to eat zebra cakes at 10 o'clock at night. Do I do it? Absolutely.
Yeah. So
have you ever had a zebra cake?
No, it sounds good though.
Oh my gosh!
If it's happening, what time at night?
Like 10 o'clock.
Yeah, that's definitely got some chocolate.
If I'm playing video games, that's when I eat zebra cakes.
That's sugar, right?
Oh
there,
yeah,
no doubt.
No, 100%. Well, I'll bring you zebra cakes.
Can I tell you
and
something
some
crazy from
juice.
over this weekend? So my wife was feeling like let's have something different for dinner.
Okay.
That sort of thing. And it's just
we
the two of us.
it.
She goes, let's get some catfish. And I go, that sounds awesome. So we went to order from a soul food restaurant, which is really cool. And she goes, what other stuff do they have on there? So she goes, chicken gizzards. So I ordered $9 worth of chicken gizzards.
Was it good?
No, it was not good at all. I mean, it was deep fried.
Yeah.
So you deep fry anything, but it was really tough.
Yeah.
Have you had chicken gizzards
before? I have not, but I've had a chicken heart. I've had a chicken heart.
Okay.
And I've done the Rocky Mountain oysters. I'm trying to think of other gross things.
Well, they fry just like everything. So I kind of roll my eyes.
But once you bite into it, I'm sure it's like.
I had 2 or 3, and I was like, okay, this
Did you dip it in something?
Oh yeah, we put hot sauce and dips in it. I tried to save it the best I could. But listen, the catfish was great.
Yeah.
The catfish, everything else was great. The gizzards, I probably won't go there again.
In the comments, let us know the weirdest thing you've eaten because I am actually.
But doesn't that sound like something I've never had it before? And you're like,
go for it.
I love trying new things, even if I don't like them. You love what the hell is that?
I think you're going to be impressed by greens. I'm going to bring it for you tomorrow. I'm going to write it on my to-do list. I do want to go back up on the timeline though, because of course all these new uniforms are coming out, and James Marilatz does this whole the pressure is on the Broncos to get this one right. Do you feel like the pressure is actually on the Broncos?
Kind of. You don't want to come out with something that stinks. And
True. When was the last time though you saw a uniform that wasn't a throwback that you were like, that's a really bad uniform?
The only thing I have never liked was the orange on orange, the bright orange, the marker orange uniform for the Broncos. Oh. And I wasn't so high on the brown thing with the striped socks, but I don't know. They barely wore that. So I'm sure it'll be cool. It's going to be kind of like a silver ice, blue ice, white sort of.
We find out tomorrow. So tomorrow on the show.
I saw the Jets today. That looked clean.
Yep.
I'm sure it'll be cool.
Saw the Seahawks did one, obviously.
Colts did one that looked pretty cool with black helmets.
Yep.
There's lots of them. I'm sure it'll be good. Yeah. Don't you think? Do you care?
I'm not in the big whole like uniform thing. I'm like, all right, that's cool. Like, I'm not the person that's gonna go out and spend $120 on
Well,
an
you gotta
alternate
get
uni.
we gotta get our guy, and Andrew Mason is like obsessed
Huge
with,
with
this
uniforms. I know he's traveling back to Denver, so I do plan to get him on the show hopefully before training camp. But he's traveling back. Mace's like always all over the place. Like, you reach out to him and he's like, "Oh, I'm doing this right now," or "I'm here and I'm doing this."
He loves life.
He does. Somebody's had rattlesnake. Would you do it?
Sure. I think rattlesnake is just kind of gonna be I'd try it. Sure, but that's probably deep fried too.
What about a scorpion in lemonade?
What?
Scorpion in tequila.
I've not done that.
I couldn't do that one. I think it would be chunky.
I don't even. Yeah, I don't know if that's high on my priority list.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. Oh, rattlesnake apparently tastes like chicken. I feel like everything tastes like chicken after a while.
You know what didn't taste like chicken?
Gizzards?
Gizzard. Chicken gizzard didn't taste like chicken. I don't know. It just was like it didn't
Ugh,
just didn't like have any. It just was.
it grosses me out.
Yeah, it was just like.
Have you
I
had
don't know
Rocky
what it
Mountain
is.
oysters?
I have had
Okay.
but those are deep fried too. Like
Yeah.
it's
Have you ever had menudo?
they're not great. They're not great. I've had them. They're not great.
good. I wouldn't recommend. Have you had menudo?
No, what's that?
It's like a Mexican soup.
Okay, talk
with,
to me.
It's got tripe in it.
Tripe is tough. I've had tripe
Yeah,
before.
I
It's not that great either.
It's one of my favorite meals in the world.
You like tripe?
I love menudo,
Okay, well
it's
you like
one
the
of my-
soup.
but it's because I like the tripe. It's like literally
Okay.
one of my favorite.
Well,
Maybe.
why don't you explain to everybody what tripe is? This is Rachel explaining what tripe is.
and it truthfully is one of my favorite food. It is cow stomach lining
Right.
that they cut up and they put it in this like red liquid and it solidifies. It's pretty gross, but it is delicious if you eat it with sour cream and tortillas and salt. Oh my gosh, I'm hungry now. We need lunch here for a little bit. I'm gonna bring you greens though tomorrow, and I'm gonna have you try menudo at some point.
Okay.
We're gonna go on like a little dinner date.
Whatever you want to do. Do I guess go on the Alaskan cruise?
I mean, you can if you want to roll up. We could try and sneak you in the luggage. Everyone would be excited.
I'm
Are you in need of a
I
vacation?
am not gonna get over how much you went on and on and on about summer is over. There's a graphic. We're working hard. Oh, and I'm going on an Alaskan cruise 7 days into training camp.
I feel like it's over.
I got it. You got an Alaskan cruise.
Actually, I have
what
so
is-
much
what is
going
the-
on this fall. It's
What is
actually
the
crazy.
point of this Alaskan cruise? What's
It's a family vacation because we were supposed to go to Belize and then COVID happened. So we never got to go to Belize. And so we're going on a cruise because it's something they've never done before.
Are you sure you and Anthony ever want to have kids?
You ready for do you want to hear my fall?
Yeah.
Okay. I go to Alaska.
Yeah.
2 weeks later, Anthony goes on a bachelor trip to Austin, Texas.
He's getting married you're getting married in 2024.
Wait for this. No. For a different friend. For a different friend that's getting married. No, not
okay,
his.
Okay.
Then we have family coming out to go to Estes Park. I am then leaving to go on a bachelorette trip to Florida. And then a month later, I go to Mexico. Then it's Thanksgiving. Then it's Christmas. Then it's my birthday in January. Buckle up, everybody. Coffee break is hitting the road. I don't know where we're going to do it
I'll
from,
be
but
here.
we're going to be all over the place.
Hey, Matt, you going to be here? Yeah.
Got any vacations?
Yeah, no, he's here.
He does.
He's going to be here because we're going to be here and you're going to, who knows with Rachel, but we're going to be here.
Coffee breaks going all over
Really,
the place.
the kids, like, forget it. Don't even worry
I mean,
about
definitely not till I'm 30. So
Yeah,
we've got
definitely not.
many years. Let's see.
it. I mean, just standard rule, at least 5 Alaskan vacations before you have any kids. I mean, you got to have, when are you back into Antarctica? When's that happen?
I actually would love to do that.
Yes.
I want to go on an Antarctica cruise. I want to go swim with orca whales.
What exactly is the honeymoon? or we're going to Saturn?
I want to go to Greece and Switzerland.
It's funny.
I'm a big traveler, everybody.
I get it. My kid is he's going to Italy with his girlfriend in a week.
Your youngest?
Yeah.
The baseball player?
Well, actually, yeah. There's
In a week?
2 weeks actually. He's gonna.
Wait, so you're making fun of me, but he's going to Italy.
Yeah, no kidding. But he's turning 21. So we said we would get him, something.
So you're paying for the trip to Italy?
That's his birthday present. That's what it's turning out to be. Is that ridiculous? Is that a bad birthday present?
I mean, you can drink in Italy at 18, can't you?
Yeah, it's not about drinking. He's going to be able to drink for the rest of his life legally in the good old US of A in 2 weeks.
So you're paying for him and his girlfriend to go to Italy?
No, not for
Oh,
her. For her.
Just for him?
Just for her. Oh, my Lord.
What a great birthday present.
Well, it's his 21st birthday.
Dang.
So to me, it was like, all right, maybe we're bad parents too. Maybe we shouldn't be. I don't think he was going to
Hell
go to.
no,
I
you're
don't
not
think he
a
was
bad
going to go
parent.
to
That's a great
Italy.
parent.
I was going to pay for I thought he would just go to Vegas with the boys.
Yeah.
And he likes playing poker. So
I have a
here's the
feeling she has a little bit of input on this trip.
a little bit.
Yeah. Just a tiny smidge. Okay, interesting.
But I'm seeing all these weather episodes from like Milan and Italy, and I'm like, I keep sending them.
How long are they
videos.
going?
Like a week or something.
Oh, I want to go to Italy too.
Well, they're having a whole thing, like he's leaving the drama. He's
Wait,
1
I
week.
love
He
the
has
drama.
1 week left in his place. 1 week left.
Okay.
He's driving with her in his car with all of his stuff here to Colorado.
Okay.
Leaving that here.
At your house.
Follow this. Leaving it here at our house. Flying back to San Francisco, where he's going to turn 21 and her best friend is turning 21. So there's a couple of couples that are going to stay in San Francisco for 2 days to,
Okay.
And then
Party.
after that's done, then they're to Italy for a week. And then he comes back here before he drives to St. Louis, and she goes back to school in San Francisco.
Is
Because
this the final hurrah?
yeah, so it's
the tea. We'll keep everybody updated.
We'll see how
on that
everything
part.
goes there.
Oh.
You can tell the drama,
Okay.
the oncoming drama.
I can see it, but she's at least getting a European vacation. So,
So he's going to check out his life. His life is going to be Northern California,
gosh.
and he was in Monterey Bay, and he's doing the whole life up there. Right. His last baseball tournament of the year is in Napa Valley College. That's where he's playing. Right, Napa Valley.
Horrible
Then
place.
he's gonna go to San Francisco when he's 21. Then he's gonna go to Italy. Then he is gonna be in St. Louis.
That is a little bit.
hey, we're in St. Louis.
Woo! The arch. See it once.
See it twice. Can't see it enough.
All right.
St. Louis.
Okay, well, there's no drama with the Raiders anymore because Jimmy Garoppolo will be their quarterback. He passes the physical. Did the Raiders just become a threat with Jimmy G?
Well, we'll see. The whole thing is we're hoping they fall apart.
Yeah.
If you don't have the Raiders falling apart, what the hell else you got there in the AFC West?
I'm a little nervous about the Raiders.
They're not gonna not try.
Yeah.
You just hope that Josh McDaniels is a disaster and Jimmy G doesn't work out. But again, when you see the rankings for the Broncos, it is just kind of middle of the pack for kind of everything.
Yeah.
And so, all right. Who are they better than the Chiefs? Well, you can't honestly say that. So then you say, are they
No.
better than the Chargers? And then you get into some interesting debates with you rather have Herbert or Wilson or what are they all about? And then you just, at the end of the day, you say, well, we got to be better than somebody.
Yep.
I mean, we got to be better than the stupid Raiders, right?
Mm-hmm.
So is he going to be a disaster? Is it going to fall apart? Well, I mean, I hope so, because if it doesn't, then what is seriously left?
The Raiders have quite a few threats, though, obviously. I mean, I go to Hunter Renfrow. I know I'm missing.
Well, Devontae Adams
Yes,
is their
thank
biggest
you. I
threat.
could not think of Adams' first name for a second. You got Adams. You got Hunter Renfrow. They have quite a few really good players. Max Crosby's still on that team.
Yep.
They are loaded. And now you add in Jimmy G, who had, 10 or 16 touchdowns last year, 4 interceptions, 2,437 yards, but he only played in 11 games. So yeah, you got kind of a loaded quarterback all of a sudden with Jimmy G out there.
Yeah, listen, it's not going to be easy for the Broncos.
Is Jimmy G a better quarterback than Russell Wilson? Go.
He has been, but I don't know if he will be this year. Listen, I'm going to try to stay hopeful. I've really thought long and hard about this
Okay.
over the weekends.
About Jimmy G
Here's my mental mindset.
on the Broncos.
I'm just going to pretend last year just didn't happen.
I love that.
I'm
mindset.
going to go to steal something from Russell Wilson. I'm going to neutral. So I just think sometimes in life, you just wish that year didn't happen.
Mhm.
So I'm just going to say, hey, you know what? In terms of the Broncos, because in terms of the Nuggets, I want last year to happen every year. But in terms of the
Please don't make it.
Broncos, I think we could hem and haw about so many different things, but so many things have changed. So I'm choosing to just go to neutral and go to zero and just sort of let it play out. So is Russell Wilson better than Jimmy G? We'll see. But if I
Mhm.
go to absolute zero if I don't really worry about last year because so many things have changed. I'm giving basically everybody at this time of year, Rachel, Captain Optimism, the benefit of the doubt that you're ready, that you're excited, that you're good to go, that we've got the right things in place after a year of absolute misery, which capped off, 6 years of losing seasons and 7 years of not making the playoffs. I'm choosing to make this choice for myself, and I'll go from there. And it kind of starts on Friday. Now, I've already seen a bunch of stuff through the mini camps and OTAs. And Sean Payton has said, this is not any different than what you're going to see in training camp.
Mhm.
It's going to be virtually the same stuff. So I kind of know what to expect, but I'm excited to have everybody be able to get out there and check it out for themselves.
I love that you're being very optimistic. I think it's needed. I think it's a little bit of a fluke year, and I think it's okay to look at that because there was so many variables. Like we can talk about Hackett, we can talk about Wilson. The injuries played into it. There were so many variables, and a lot of that has changed, like you mentioned. So I love that you're being
Yeah,
optimistic.
I don't know who wants to join me in this. I don't know who else.
I've been optimistic this whole time.
Okay.
I said
All
last
right,
year was
cool.
a fluke. I think Russell Wilson is going to improve. Do I think that Jimmy G's a better quarterback than Russell Wilson, even if we go back to his Seattle days? Like, go to the later half of his Seattle days? I think it's up for debate. Jimmy G's a pretty dang good quarterback.
Well, here's the deal. We're going to know because the bye week for the Broncos comes at the perfect time.
Yes.
It comes 8 games into the season and right before the trade deadline.
Mm-hmm.
So we will know the trade deadline is the Broncos bye week, actually.
Yep.
And the week after they go and play the Bills. So we will have a couple of different seasons here. And if it's a disaster and I've gone back to neutral and then we're still dive bombing, midway through the season, well, we'll just know.
Yeah.
But there's no reason in my mind here in July, with summer being over, to just say
Summer is over.
Yeah, summer is over, except for our amazing vacations we have. Clearly our fall vacations and
Fair.
in August. Clearly we'll know more halfway through the season.
Yes.
We knew where we were with Joe Flacco halfway through the season.
Yep.
And we'll know. There are certain things that are going to be stable. The coaching position will be stable. There's no chance that Sean Payton's going to be
Russell
fired.
Wilson will be out of town before Sean Payton.
Ideally, Rachel, they both go out of town at the same time, like 9 years from now. That's ideal.
9 years?
Sure.
Do you really want Russell Wilson to play into his 40s?
Well, I mean, that's kind of what how long does his contract
I know his
go?
contract does, but let's be
Oh,
realistic.
9 years. Yeah. That's stupid, right? 35. He's turning 35 in November. Okay, fair, very fair point. 5 years. 5 years. So if we could start from zero and we can get 5 years, you can get a couple Super Bowls, hopefully, with Sean Payton and Russell Wilson. And I know there was an article that James Marilat wrote at denversports.com saying Russell Wilson's contract is a bargain. It could be a bargain if you get a player that can reach a championship level. I mean, to the playoffs and successful in the playoffs. Whether you win a Super Bowl or not, I don't know. It's hard to win a Super Bowl, but for that kind of money, you should be at least competitive, that you're in the conversation and it's a possibility. Like Josh Allen hasn't won a Super Bowl for the Bills, but that he has the possibilities to win one. Joe Burrow hasn't won one, but he could. Trevor Lawrence hasn't won one, but he could.
Yep.
Lamar Jackson hasn't won one, but he could. And you just kind of keep going on and on. So do you know that he could? Do you know that Russell Wilson could win you a Super Bowl? Do you?
I want to say yes, but
That's fine. Start at zero. Let's start at neutral. Let's start at zero.
tomorrow, day one.
Yeah, I mean, we start this week. We start this week. So if we start this week and we realize what he's done in the past and he's in better shape and it's a better coach and it's a better offensive line and Javonte Williams is coming back and you've got a lot of wide receivers and hopefully the pass rush is okay. When you start just thinking about all these things, you say, well, they're in a pretty competitive situation. So let's go.
Yep.
So if we start at zero, we're okay. But if we don't start at zero, if we just say this is a continuation of last year, then you're going to be a negative
Screwed
Nancy.
regardless.
Yeah, you're going to be just bummed out all the time. But how is that fair? There's just too many things that have already changed to say this year is connected to last year.
Mhm.
If they didn't make change, that's the Rockies' problem. That's the Rockies'
And
problem.
that's where people get frustrated.
That's where
myself
people
included.
Yes, because they stink.
Yep.
They don't do well, and they don't make any kind of significant changes.
Yep.
So you're just like, oh, this is a continuation from last year. To be fair, the Broncos are not a continuation from last year because they've made so many radical changes.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm starting at 0. But that doesn't mean it doesn't ride. Let's ride with Russell Wilson. It does.
Day 1 starts tomorrow. Everybody will report. It's exciting.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
All
Summer
right,
is
really quick,
over,
really quick.
everyone.
Rachel, you realize what happened last year on day 1, right?
What?
Russell Wilson wore his own
Oh,
jersey
yeah.
in.
Oh, I'm so excited for the back to school pictures we're gonna get out of Broncos headquarters tomorrow.
But
we
Russell
get
Wilson,
any.
you realize Russell Wilson cannot do that, right? You realize
Or will he troll himself? It's up for debate. We'll talk about it tomorrow.
Don't do things you shouldn't do. Go.
Tomorrow we will also get to if Jamal Murray should follow in Jokic's footsteps because Jokic is not playing in the World Cup. We'll get into that tomorrow. We'll see you guys 10:30 a.m. Have a wonderful Monday, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow.